the Division I champs versus the Division II champs, East Catholic and St. Bernard. Both are now in Division I. An early season look at what might be. East Catholic has one of the state's best players, Samson Riley. But for the Eagles to win again, contribution from the likes of J.J. Hay and Yayo Rodriguez will be necessary. But Coach Luke Riley knows better than anyone how to turn over a roster. St. B's graduated iconic program players Tyson Wheeler and Cedric Semillion. But Amir Gray and Amari Marshall return, along with a great group of young players, and transferred Naz Remberg. The Saints might not skip a beat. Titan versus Titan. Champion versus champion. A battle of the best. The Saints and the Eagles take center stage at the Day Holiday Classic from Mohegan Sun, live on game day on theday.com.
Well, we've come to the nightcap, which everyone thought was going to be the heavy hitter, but it's going to be tough to top the undercard. The overtime thriller between Windsor and New London, but now our attentions turn to the two defending champions, Division I champ East Catholic, the Division II champ St. Bernard's, Titan versus Titan, and all the action live on game day. Casey O'Neill along with the coach, Chris Giusti, and thank you again to Joe D and Wayno for bringing in some class to the second game, which was a classic. But here, Juice, we've been looking forward to this one for quite a while. 3 times in a row, triple, three-peat, state champion East Catholic, the Division II champion, the Saints. Let's find out where everyone stands.
Yeah, I mean, the perennial powers in the state for the past 3-4 years has been the East Catholic Eagles, but you know, a couple of coaches on the sidelines that are great architects, the Frank Lloyd Wrights, the I.M. Pays. They are program builders. And this East Catholic team, we think that, you know, they've always been good, but Luke Riley's been there for 24 years, and he's built them to this level. Mark Jones took over, you know, over a decade ago, and St. Bernard's didn't have much, and now he's built them up into a team that's in the marquee game at Mohegan Sun at the beginning of the season. What a matchup.
Well, if we're going to talk about talents on the sideline, we're going to talk about the Picassos behind the mic. It is with great pleasure that I get to say, hey, let's go to our own Keith O'Brien.
Hey, Casey, the sports doctor, back in action right where he belongs here at the Mohegan Sun. 60 degrees outside a week before Christmas. Kind of feels like 60 degrees in March. That's what this feels like, a big-time matchup. 2-time defending state champions, East Catholic, and you've got St. Bernard's as well. Hey, Casey, but both completely different teams. Both coaches will tell you, you know, we're pretty good, but we're young. And what a way to grow up than right here at the Mohegan Sun. You're ready, I'm ready, and Juicy's fired up as well. Case?
Thank you, sports doctor. And, you know, we talked, Coach, about during the second game, you know, that those two teams are going to see each other in Division II, and that could be a prelude to something we see in the postseason. And both teams came away going, you know, wow, we have maybe a little more than we thought. This early season test is now a battle in Division I. The Saints moving up. These two teams are going to play each other a second time at East Catholic later in the year, live on game day. And it's, you know, this could be a matchup that we see a third time in the postseason. It's rare to get these glimpses, and I think East Catholic knows where they are. This is really about the St. Bernard Saints finding out where are they.
100%, and I talked to Coach Jones last night, and he really wants to find that out tonight. He wants to see where they're at. He says, I hope my guys are up to the challenge, because this team we're about to play, they're really good. You make a mistake, they make you pay. And, you know, this is where Coach Jones has always wanted to be. You know, he played at the highest level in college, and when he took that St. Bernard program, you know, he took it step by step, incrementally to build it. But he knows, playing back at a school that always played in the double L in the Division I, that in order to be recognized as the best, you got to go out and win the Division I or the double L title. And so he's exactly where he wants to be right now with his team.
Well, the Saints got a ring last year. I got Cedric Semillion over my shoulder flashing the bling. Cedric, flash the bling for the crowd at home. That's what it's all about right there. Both these teams have them. Who's going to get it this year? We're going to find out. Let's go to our own Bill Glennie
Classic
at the PA.
as the Eagles of East Catholic take on the St. Bernard Saints. Be sure to check out theday.com for athlete spotlights as well as full replays and highlights of all of tonight's games. I'd like to remind fans the CIAC has made a commitment to promote sportsmanship in all athletic contests. Please show respect for all players, coaches, game officials, and spectators. Anyone violating our standards of sportsmanship will be warned once, and continued violations may lead to a removal from the contest. Please cheer for your team and not against your opponent. Your officials tonight, Mr. Dave Cruz, Mr. Tim Viveris, and Mr. Merrick Drabinski. At this time, I'd like to direct your attention to the big board as we meet tonight's teams.
Rocco Riley, aka Rockstar, Riley Basketball School.
Joey Beast, homeschool. Ed Rodriguez, you are your own.
Connor Keneally, straight from Ireland.
Cahill Bell, Good Bouncy Academy.
Theo Perkins, straight out of South London.
Samson Riley, too cool for school.
Ryan Farley, Full Court University.
Omar Quendo, R2D Academy.
Kai Anderson, Filipino Academy.
Michael Bradley, Takeoff Academy.
Josh Harris, Big Guard Academy.
JJ Hay, Jump Shot Elementary.
Braden Jones, Big Boy Basketball Academy.
Colin Halsey, TYB Academy.
Nas Rebert, NFAK Academy.
Jonah Eddy, the Trench City School.
Shem Adams, Phillies Academy.
Ty Gruzian, Peyton Pritchard School.
Amir Gray, Gallupo Elementary.
Colin O'Leary, Kenyon Day School.
Curtis Marshall, Shadur Academy.
Justin Allo, the Boondocks Boarding School.
Oakley Garrison, Fitch K Academy.
Tyler Manguel, the Luke Gilday Academy.
Nate Little, JCR for Warm-Ups Academy.
Darren Anthony Robinson III, If It's Snowing, I Ain't Going Academy.
Reverend Gonzalez, The Lombardo School.
Truman Kelvin Jr., Big Troy Academy.
Tyson Manguel, the Luke Gilday Academy.
Amari Marshall, RMMS Elementary.
Savion Melendez, My Knee Hurts Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Eagles opened up their season with a win over Middletown on Saturday. They get a little rest, but host Bristol Central tomorrow, 6:45 tip. East Catholic is coached by Mr. Luke Riley. Wearing their blue jerseys with white lettering, put your hands together, East Catholic faithful. Let's meet your starting five. Starting at guard, a 6'1" senior, number 3, Yayo Rodriguez. Starting at guard, a 6'2" senior, number 11, Samson Riley. At forward, a 6'4" senior, number 25, Josh Harris. At guard, a 6'1" senior, number 33, JJ Hay. And starting at forward, a 6'6" sophomore, number 34, Braden Jones. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the Saints. A win over Cheney Tech Saturday has them 1-0 on the year. Up next, they head to Waterford Thursday night for a 7 p.m. tip-off. Wearing their white jerseys with red trim, they are led by head coach Mark Jones. Here we go, St. Bernard's fans. Let's meet your starting five. Starting at guard, a 6' junior, number 00, Nazir Rembert. Starting at guard, a 6' junior, number 4, Amir Gray. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 5, Colin O'Leary. Starting at forward, a 6'5" freshman, number 10, Curtis Marshall. And starting at forward, a 6'6" junior, number 24, Amari Marshall. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we would ask that you please rise and remain standing as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem is being performed by St. Bernard's student Marguerite Brady.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marguerite Brady.
Let's get ready to tip it off. You know, it's interesting, Juice. East Catholic comes out 4 seniors and a sophomore, big 6'8", Braden Jones. You don't see a lot. Let's find out, is he going to be part of the keys to today's game? It's time for some freshly squeezed juice.
All right, Casey, for East Catholic, force execution. The Saints have a lot of speed and want to get out and run. Force them to operate in the half court. Inside out, attack the interior of the Saints defense and force them to defend inside. And Mohegan Sampson, no player here has more experience on this court than the East Catholic senior. When in doubt, put it in his hands. For St. Bernard, need for speed. Push the ball and create an up-tempo game. Value the ball. Can't make sloppy passes. East will flip turnovers into points in a blink. And focused defense must stay locked in on every possession. Missed assignments will lead to easy baskets for the Eagles.
You don't often see two teams with the size. East Catholic rolling out 6'4", 6'8". You know, that's big. 6'2", Riley's looks like an elf compared to some of the guys on the floor. On the other side, the two Marshalls, along with the length of O'Leary, and that's with Mangual coming off the bench. Big, long length for Tyler Mangual for the Saints. So there's going to be a lot of size, but the Saints are not going to face another team who can bring out two big bodies like Braden Jones at 6'8" and Josh Harris at 6'4". And Josh Harris at 6'4" looks like he should be playing left tackle.
The Jets could use him.
We're going to find out. Tip taken by East Catholic.
St. Bernard's comes out in man-to-man.
Marshall reaches, doesn't get it. Nice dump down. Look at the soft hands for the big man. Good footwork. Harris with the first basket of the game.
Nice little opening set from Coach Riley. Got the back screen for the post up. Good finish by the big man.
Rembert has the mismatch. Long three. Bank is open early for Naz Rembert. O'Leary, the defensive specialist, gets the job on Riley. Nice backdoor cut. Sampson couldn't handle it. Instead pulls up, jumper no good. Gray comes out of the pack. Saints are gonna run. Marshall, back to O'Leary. Layup no good, but look at Kurt Marshall. Kick out, Rembert 3, no good. He doesn't miss a lot of open looks.
That one was easier than the first one.
Well defended. Riley up ahead now. Rembert running the floor and a little sloppy here in the early go.
And those are the types of turnovers a coach could live with because they go out on the end line. You know, so you're not giving up 2 points going the other way.
Looking for the cut, Harris. Riley now. That's good matchup, gets a screen. Good ball movement, hands from Amir Gray, knocks it out of bounds.
Really, well, look at early on, Casey, mirror image. You know, both teams are playing great man-to-man defense without switching. They're hedging high on the ball screens and getting back to their men. This is like the first couple rounds of a heavyweight fight.
That's a great big man, screen and go right there. A little roll. Jones and Harris. Jones finishes at the basket. Rembert with another 3, that's gonna be long. And that'll stay here. They say it's off of Jones, it'll stay here with the Saints.
And we've seen this now from Coach Jones over the years. He gives his players a lot of freedom to shoot the ball. We'll see if any adjustments are made. Get some other guys some touches here.
There's the guy that needs a touch right there. Marshall fakes the 3. And there's another guy that needs a look. Amir Gray. Gray, spin, step back, pump fake on Hay. Just short. Good rebound from Harris. Oh, Marshall timed it, just missed it. Draws the foul.
And that's going to be something that we got to keep an eye on, Casey. That, you know, he was opportunistic there. If he steals it, he gets a dunk, but now he's got his first foul, not guarding his own man. You know, you don't want to waste a lot of those. They need his size.
Another excellent officiating crew, 3-man crew. Viveris, Cruz, and Merrick Drabinski. Riley pulls up, no good. High iron, Rembert with the rebound. Amir Gray so fast with the basketball. O'Leary drives, kicks. Amir Gray, step back 3, in and out, no good. Tip, Marshall, he goes down hard. And that'll stay with East Catholic. By the way, is there an official who I'd want to mess with less than Merrick Drabinski? Looks like he could just cut stone with his hands.
Yeah, and ageless, too. I feel like he's been reffing games since the Clinton administration.
You know, you look at, Amari Marshall is not a small person. And Josh Harris, you could fit 2 of Amari Marshall.
Yeah.
Harris is a big, big body. And now his younger brother, Kurt, the freshman, has to deal with Jones. It's a very difficult size matchup.
And early on, they're going to call Harris for the double dribble, but early on, nice soft touch from the big man, huh?
And he had a nice look earlier to Jones. He's got, I mean, we saw him start to mature last year. Jones as a sophomore, the heir apparent, right? So this is where Luke Riley starts getting guys minutes, turning guys over, and, you know, into the next wave of Eagles. Rembert for 3, no good. And after that bank shot, Rembert has missed his last 3 open threes. Gray, Marshall, floater, no good. Look at Amir Gray work the glass. Offensive rebounds. But they can't get something to go. It's that size inside, the interior size of the Saints.
Yeah, lid on the rim right now.
Riley, quick trigger 3, no good. That's gonna go off Jones. We're gonna get 3 new Saints into the ball game. And this is all new look here as far as Mangual coming in, Tyler Mangual, another freshman, Troy McKelvin Jr. That name sounds familiar. It should. He said he went to Big Troy Academy. That's his dad, Troy McKelvin. And then the other one coming in, Ty Grugin, who got meaningful minutes last year as a freshman, and he'll get as a sophomore. Marshall pump fakes and scores over Harris. I like that move from Amari Marshall.
Yeah, and he's going to have to take advantage of his speed in that matchup. And he did right there.
Nice roll, nice look. Pinned by Marshall. Harris probably should have shot it. Riley goes up, draws the foul, and one. So if you look at who the Saints brought in, they basically brought in mirrors. Right here, Riley drawing the foul, but they bring in mirrors. Mangual is very much like O'Leary. He's a defensive guy, slasher to the basket. Grugin is going to replace Naz Rembert. He's going to shoot it, handle it. And then you got McKelvin in for Kurt Marshall, and he's a freshman big. So they're bringing in like 3 guys to replace 3 guys doing the same thing.
Yeah, and they're trying to develop, both teams trying to develop, you know, positions, roles. It's early. And they're, like you said, they're going to play each other again in the regular season and maybe again in the postseason.
Mangual spins, loses the ball. McKelvin gets it, and he's going to get fouled as he goes up. And Troy McKelvin will shoot 2. If I had $1 for every time I said Troy McKelvin's going to shoot 2, I'd be a very, very rich man. Of course, his father, Troy McKelvin, one of the all-time greats at New London High School, one of the best athletes in the history of New London High School. Football, basketball, baseball player, went on to Trinity College and had a great career at Trinity College. And now his son, who I've always known as TJ, but he wants to be Troy McKelvin Jr. And he first shot on the floor of Mohegan Sun. He knocks down a free throw, cuts the Saints deficit to 1. One more for McKelvin. I like the touch.
This Mangual-Riley matchup is fascinating. It looks like he's gonna face guard him, no help side. You notice, Casey, he's not even looking at the ball. He's just staring into Riley's chest.
Oh, great hands from Grugin with the steal. Mangual running the floor and misses the bunny. Out of bounds. I think it's going to go to East Catholic. Now, we talked about St. Bernard's isn't often going to see the 6'4", 6'8" size of East Catholic. I don't think Samson Riley's going to see many teams who can put an O'Leary and a Mangual on him, where they're not looking to score, they're looking to defend him and run the floor.
And that's where Luke Riley's going to have to figure out, you know, where's his second option going to be when they take Samson out of the game like this.
Grugin comes out of it. There's that strength that he picked up in the offseason. Mangual, open 3. No good. Marshall tried to crash. Mangual with the hands, but Yayo comes out of it. Up ahead it goes. Mangual to Gray. Layup is good. Saints running the floor. Beating East Catholic at their own game.
Pretty sloppy so far. A lot of missed chippies. Team still trying to settle in here.
Rodriguez drives, hangs on McKelvin, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Look, McKelvin was pretty straight up. Let's take a look here.
Yayo going to the line to shoot 2. I don't know that McKelvin can do it much better than that. Tough one that's a tough call to make, you know, where the guy keeps he's allowed that vertical position. A couple of subs into the game. Montalvo and Okendo.
Good minutes from McKelvin.
McKelvin comes out, Kurt Marshall back in. I think you're going to see Amari Marshall on the floor as much as possible, and they're going to rotate other Marshall and get as many minutes as McKelvin as they can. They got to do something to offset some of that size. Harris is out of the game now. Gray fouled on the floor.
Man, he's fast.
Now, what's interesting, Gray is lightning with the ball. Grudgeon is equally lightning with the ball. So Grudgeon's going to, you're going to see him moving like crazy too. Marshall drives baseline, picks it up. Kick out, Mangual forgoes the three, drives, hangs, no good. I think we're gonna get an offensive foul as Samson Riley stood his ground.
Dan, I would say that, Coach Jones likes the shots that they're getting, but kind of rushing them. Not really giving him a chance to go in the basket, just kind of throwing him up there.
Oh, look at the hands from Amir Gray, and he's going to draw the foul on Montalvo.
Oh.
He's going to get a tee, too.
So Gray's going to pick up the tee. Unfortunately, let his emotions get the best of him there.
And that's first of all, completely uncharacteristic of Amir Gray, who is normally like stoic on the floor. And if he's not, and he's used to guys harassing him, he gets harassed all the time. That's very uncharacteristic. Riley knocks down the free throw, the tech, and he'll get another.
But those are the things, that's why you rather have these things happen now. It's a coachable moment now.
Samson Riley, who has committed to go to Quinnipiac, continue his fabulous career.
That's a tough time to get. There's never really a good time to get a technical, but like he loses a possession now. St. Bernard's was going to have possession of the ball.
Up one with the ball,
yeah.
Now you're down one.
Defending.
O'Leary's back in on Riley. Riley pulls up from the free throw line. No good. And that's great defense from O'Leary.
Defense.
Up ahead, O'Leary running the floor. No good. He can't finish. That's good defense. I can tell you already, Montalvo's a pest. Riley crosses over, goes strong to the basket, and Samson Riley knows how to score. I can see why they like the sophomore, though, Joey Montalvo. He is a pest.
Yeah. And that possession, St. Bernard's had nobody back for the help side D. They're going to need to have, Mark told me that last night, they're going to need to have people back on defense to play help side, or East is going to get easy shots.
Rodriguez gets the foul, and Mangual will shoot two. It should be noted right now, though, that both Rembert and Gray, who are considered, they're sort of like the starting backcourt, are both on the bench right now. And this is where you develop minutes for other people. And these are, the minutes that Grudgeon earned last year and that Mangual is getting now.
Absolutely.
Mangual knocks both his free throws down. We're time winding down here in the first period. Shot clock is off. Great backdoor cut and the reverse layup from Riley. Grudgeon can't get the floater to go. Kicks it at the buzzer. Marshall can't get it to go. And that's going to get us to the end of the first period, 14-11. East Catholic on top of the St. Bernard's Saints. Second quarter action coming back to you on the other side. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
All that is good begins with a smile. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Part of our commitment to serving our patients includes providing information that helps them to make more informed decisions about their oral health needs. Our website is a resource we hope you'll find both useful and interesting. Contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com.
So, looking at these two teams, it's a great commentary on their styles, right? Because if you looked at New London and Windsor in the second game, you would say that both of those teams looked perhaps more explosive, right? More, high energy. But what's missing is that East Catholic wouldn't let Windsor or New London go out and transition like that. They'd force them into more of a half-court set. They'd make them, do that. So would St. Bernard's. So these two teams are doing that to each other. There's an emphasis on not letting, and it's a very sloppy start. I expect as the second and third periods roll around, you're going to start to see more and more efficiency from the two offenses.
Yeah, I mean, right now, St. Bernard's has got to slow down their shots, basically. Like, they're rushing shots. They're getting into the lane. They're getting good looks. But it's like perfect example, end of the quarter there, Grudzian just kind of chucked it up there and caught his own rebound. Just got to kind of slow it down and take shots that are in rhythm.
Last year, when the Saints needed a basket, you had Semillion cutting to the hoop. You had Wheeler freeing up for a three. Rembert hit that early three and then missed a few. As he gets wild to the basket, underneath, Marshall, basket and the foul. Great look from O'Leary.
They passed the ball so well. I thought the shot was going to go up 2 times prior to finding Amari's hands.
Well, it looked like Rembert was out of control a little bit. He was lucky to find O'Leary, and O'Leary brilliantly knew immediately to look for the cutting Marshall. That's playing together for a long time. Marshall knocks down the free throw, and just like that, we're all tied at 14. Good cut. Beautiful spin move from Jones.
Yeah, Jones just set the screen and slipped it. Rolled right to the basket and had Manguel. That was a mismatch.
Oh, good job. Jones strips Mangual. Montalvo coming the other way. Riley, baseline, no good. Great defense from O'Leary. Riley gets it back, though. Buries it.
Yeah, you got to get that rebound. Forced a bad shot. St. Bernard's got to secure that rebound, not give Eagles second chances.
Rembert drives on the big man. I think that's off his foot. Yep, off his knee. And quietly, East Catholic with a 4-point lead in the ball right now. This is where the Saints have to kind of be a little bit aware.
Yeah, just like we talked about in the first game, Casey, when New London was a little bit unsettled, New London girls were a little bit unsettled. You have somebody on the floor that could settle you. You got to get her the ball, and in this game, I think they got to get Amari the ball to get some easier baskets.
You see the savvy of Samson Riley right there. He got O'Leary in the air, drew the foul, and he'll shoot two. O'Leary never was able to reestablish position. Once Riley got him off the dribble, he never quite had it.
Yeah, that's just the crafty senior. His father said that he can't get him out of the gym. He's just a tireless worker, and he just keeps getting better every day. He just keeps putting the work in. He's going to go to Quinnipiac next year, and Coach feels that his son has gotten bouncier, more athletic. You look at his builds, looks like he's cut from stone.
Biggest lead of the game right now, 6. And the steal from Rodriguez. O'Leary with the steal the other direction. Amir Gray off to the races, misses the layup. Tried to get fancy. Wide open look. And the 3 from Oquendo. Timeout, Mark Jones.
Yeah, St. Bernard's lost him in transition. A missed layup St. Bernard's was kind of in no man's land. They were still transitioning to offense, didn't get back. Okendo buries the 3.
And this is so typical of East Catholic. We saw them last year in the Classic, all through the state tournament. They don't do anything so flashy like Windsor and New London did. And you look up and you're down 9. And you're saying to yourself, how the heck are we down 9? Or this is the team that they come off the floor and you go, they're not that good, and you're down 15.
Well, I mean, a couple years ago when Notre Dame West Haven was in the final against East, they had a really good team, and I felt, in a just amateur opinion here, I felt they shot themselves out of that game. They took too many threes, and already here tonight, maybe too many threes for St. Bernard. It is early, it's much different. Game 2 of the season versus the state final, so you're still trying to figure out where your offense is going to come from, but I'd like to see, St. Bernard still going to the basket a little bit more and try to get the ball to Marshall inside more.
Well, let's find out what Coach Mark Jones wants him to do from the sports doctor.
Oh, Casey, I'll tell you right now, just what Coach Juicy just said, too many wasted trips on the offensive end. They came out of that first quarter break, they had a set piece from Marshall. They scored, but they continue to turn the basketball over and not get good looks. So getting good looks, taking care of the basketball, and hustling back on defense, basically getting back to the keys to the game. Just taking care of the little things for the Saints right now, Casey.
Rembert, step back 3, no good. He's been ice cold since the original 3 that he made to start the game. Good minutes from Montalvo here for East Catholic, too. Riley goes baseline on O'Leary, pull up Jay. Oh, that's just smooth.
That's just a tough shot.
Mangual, out of bounds it goes, and right now frustration is starting to set in with the Saints. They're not used to this many open trips, and they're not used to teams basically out-sainting them.
Yeah, I mean, right now I think it's just coming down to St. Bernard's can't finish. They just can't finish a shot. They got to get some momentum. Got to see some shots go down, and I think they'll be all right.
There's Marshall with the steal. Heads to the basket. Right hand layup is good. Right away, though, East Catholic always looking. I love how they're always looking to run right off the make.
Ooh, that's not good.
Second foul on Marshall, reach away from the basket.
I'd say that's the one guy, right? I mean, Amir probably as well, but Mark comes from a school where you sit with 2 fouls in the first half, but he's going to let him play.
Riley, beautiful roll, kick out. Rodriguez for 3, no good. Up ahead it goes to Marshall. Marshall pulls up from the foul line and drills it, and Harris is right in his face.
He's different. He's separating himself right now. And that's what, as a coach, you got to see it play out. Practice is one thing, but the lights are on right now.
Oh, yeah, yo. Good screen from Marshall. Gray gives it to him. 3. That's the evolution of Amari Marshall's game right there. Screen and step out 3.
And what a smart play by the point guard. Feed the hot hands. Amir could have took that 3 himself. Took the extra dribble, waited. Amari popped out off the screen. Buries the 3.
Riley goes baseline. We're going to get a touch foul on O'Leary.
O'Leary's having a hard time defending that rip to the baseline. Gonna have to make an adjustment on that. Maybe force him to go middle with his left hands.
Keel Bell into the game. Mangual also back in the game. Second foul on O'Leary. He goes to the bench.
That's not as big of a deal because, you can just put Mangual back in. But there is no other Amari Marshall in the gymnasium.
Oh, it's Kurt Marshall. It's the closest thing you're going to get. Look at Gray with the hands, stripping Rodriguez. finds Marshall, can't get it. Marshall missed it.
Gotta get back, gotta get back.
Oh, look at Grudgeon, the good hustle.
And he did.
I'm not being critical of Amir Gray. This is a recommendation. Get rid of a little bit of the flash and make it fundamental. He went to make the flashy pass to Marshall. A straight bounce pass would have worked. Get rid of the flash and just be fundamental.
Step back.
Riley no good. Marshall, Kurt Marshall with the strong rip, and he's going to draw the foul on Harris, I believe.
Got lucky there. Got to be a little bit more patient on that rebounding action.
Saints have cut it to 6 with the basketball.
Another young sophomore in here for the Eagles, guarding Gray.
Gray goes right around him, hangs in the air, left-handed wild, no good. Kurt Marshall with the rebound, and he's going to draw a foul, I believe, on Okendo on the floor.
Yeah, they need his physicality in there. He's not going to be the scorer that his brother is yet, but he can be just as physical inside. Oh, yeah, it's a good call.
It's a good call, foul on Okendo. He was holding Marshall. Second foul on Okendo. Fourth foul on East Catholic. One more. The Saints will shoot 2. Good hands, good break for the Saints. Marshall, Kurt Marshall pulls up, knocks it down. Go ahead, little bro.
Nice looking jump shot.
Good split. Yayo, kick out. Bell for 3. No good. Marshall with the rebound. Up ahead it goes to Gray. Gray challenges Riley and finishes at the basket.
And that's what they do best, right? If they get out in transition like that, they get buckets quickly.
Timeout, East Catholic, and we're going to take this opportunity for a silent timeout. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Core Plus Credit Union is a proud sponsor of today's game. Great news! Membership is open so that if you're hearing this, you can become a member. As a member of Core Plus, you'll enjoy great rewards, including cash back on debit card purchases, ATM rebates, and even paid interest on balances when you open a Casasa checking account. Find out rates and options online at coreplus.org.
A little Core Plus timeout. It's not like I'm not staring at a giant Core Plus Credit Union sign directly across from me. I am Core Plus Credit Union. Thank you, sponsor, that timeout. I'm very interested to hear what's going to come out of this timeout from East Catholic because, you know, they had the lead and then they kind of let the Saints do exactly what the Saints said they had to stop, right? Sports Doctor, what do you got?
We got to get back and protect the rim. The last few trips down the court, St. Bernard has gotten easy looks. Also, be tougher with the basketball. Be tougher with the basketball on the offensive end and the defensive end. We worked so hard to get a little bit of a lead. Let's keep this momentum going into the locker room. That's the message here, Casey.
Yeah, I mean, Coach, you know, we talked about East Catholic doing exactly to the Saints. It's hilarious how much they mirror each other.
Yeah.
They want to do the same things. And the Saints stopped getting back on defense, got sloppy with the basketball, and were down 9. And then all of a sudden, they came back and East had the same problem.
Yeah, and I think also, like, St. Bernard started to realize that this isn't rec ball. You know, it's not everybody gets the same amount of shots and everybody gets the same amount of touches. There's a pecking order to good teams. And Amir's got to have the ball in his hands, and he's got to make the right decisions. And when at all possible, Amari's got to get shots.
Illegal screen, good call. Riley knocked down the open look, but they got Rodriguez with the screen.
And as the season goes on, these guys they're going to know their roles. They're going to start to be more comfortable in what they can and can't do. This is only game 2.
I like what Marshall was thinking there, but he's got to make that decisive move. Can't have that. He wanted to give that pump fake and go, and I think he would have gotten to the basket. He's got that quickness on Harris, but
the refs have been really good with that. You know, they're very consistent. You got to hold that pivot foot. I think it's good for the game to call those.
Yayo, go. Gray pulls up, misses it. Harris with a strong rebound. Mangual lost Riley, he's got to get him. Instead, Jones underneath. Just like that, he's Catholic. Back-to-back buckets.
Yeah, because sometimes, you know, when St. Bernard misses a shot, they kind of press, you know, freelance press, and that leaves them vulnerable to transition baskets.
Riley's gonna have an open look from the corner, no good, but look at Jones. Put it on the floor, and they're gonna get Marshall with his third.
He tried to stay straight up, but the extra dribble and pump fake, that's a killer right now. Big decision for Coach Jones, gonna go to Mr. McKelvin.
Which, to be clear, puts two freshman bigs into the game together for the Saints.
I'd say if there was one thing, the collective mind of the six St. Bernard coaches, six New London coaches. That was the problem, Casey. I didn't have enough coaches on my bench.
That was the problem.
But I would say that if you take their collective mind, the one thing, number one, Amari can't get into foul trouble. And he's going to have to sit for the remainder of this half.
Minute 11, mark it down 8. This is danger time, right? Can they go down? Can they get in the locker room down 5? And can they avoid being down 10? This is that swing number. Gray's going to have to take the touch now. Good look. Grudgeon can't finish. Harris with the rebound. East Catholic's going to run. Rodriguez crosses over, hangs over McKelvin. No good. Grudgeon now with the rebound. Up ahead he goes to Mangual. Mangual over the top of Hay. No good. Look at Kurt Marshall working the offensive glass, and he'll shoot 2.
He's got to step up now with his brother on the bench. He's got to be that presence in there.
Mangual couldn't quite get it, but give Kurt Marshall credit for knifing in there. Kind of banged in through Okendo. 40 seconds remaining, so they should have a chance to get one more off. So it actually acts as almost a 2-for-1 opportunity. I got to give the freshmen credit, both McKelvin and Marshall, with nice, comfortable, confident strokes from the free throw line.
Absolutely. Need those.
I think East is going to take this thing, try to not make it a 2-for-1, go right down and run some clock here. Harris, good hands from Marshall. Now Mangual steps out on Riley.
Yeah, Kurt on Sampson right now.
Sampson Riley, shake and bake, pull up 3 in the face, no good. Now he's leaking up ahead. Marshall throws it down as we head into halftime. Good if it goes, but that dunk cuts the lead to 4, and the Saints with a little momentum as we go into halftime. Straight up ahead, the freshman, 1, 2, 3 steps, throws it down, and we'll find out what Coach Riley has to say, Sports Doctor.
Well, Coach, you take a 4-point lead into the locker room. You call timeout, you went on a little mini run. What's the secret to keeping these guys away from the rim?
Yeah, you got to box out early. You know they're going to crash the boards. They want to go up tempo, so you got to do a better job in transition. We certainly got to do a better job in the glass, but it's a competitive half, and the next 16 minutes we'll see what happens.
How about your team on the offensive end, Coach?
Yeah, we got to be stronger with the ball and probably be a little crisper with our execution. You know, we're getting called for a few illegal screens and things of that nature, so we just got to be better with it.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Casey?
Thank you very much, Sports Doctor. 4-point lead for East Catholic heading to the locker room. Stay tuned at halftime for the Got It of the Week. Our guys at CNS Pawn joining into the Game Day family along with some highlights and features, and we'll be right back. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
The Got It of the Week is brought to you by CNS Pawn. This week's Got It comes from Catherine Kolnaski, Magnet School.
Oh no, my shoe's untied. Got it! Dude, you got it?
The Got It of the Week was brought to you by CNS Pawn. You got it, they want it. Call my guys, 889-PAWN, located in downtown Norwich. Whatever you got, they want. And just like Game Day, they got it.
Well, Sam has the benefit of having been around the program his whole life. So it started at a really young age. You know, he saw his cousin go through and Joey Riley, he saw Mike McGurl go through and Mark Carbone. And
when I was a freshman, Matt Hood was still in the program, and he really showed me the ropes and showed me how it's supposed to look, because he brought energy every day to practice. Matt Noling, one of the best humans I've ever met. Like, he's a senior in college at Yale, and he's killing it, and he still makes time for me. He texts me all the time. It's just really the passing down of the torch.
It's the sustainability of the program. If the older guys aren't mentoring the younger guys and handing it back to them, and then we always talk about leaving the program in a better place than when you found it, that's something that all the players who've come through here that have made a mark have done that. Each year, when somebody graduates and they move on, the graduating class goes, and there's a feeling like, hey, how are they going to be next year? The only people who are asking those questions are people outside the program, because the people inside the program know how they left it, and they know the guys below them are ready to fill into their spot.
It's just my job to leave the program better than where I found it, and we've been super successful, so that's a little hard to do, but even a little improvement is something, and that's collectively as seniors, everyone here, JJ, Yayo, Josh Harris, we all just got to get the young guys to get ready to take control of this program when we leave.
Well, it means that they have to uphold the standards of the program and what we expect them to be as student athletes in the classroom, and how they are as citizens, and what they do and how they represent the team and the program. And you don't know what you don't know. So when you're a young guy, you really don't know how to work that hard. You don't know how to come in after a win. You don't know how to come in after a loss. You don't know how to work on your game. You don't know how to maybe manage the workload of the academics and the athletics. And those guys have the experience. And I can only do so much as a coach because I'm not in their age group. You know, they can look at me and I can be mentor in a certain way, but when you have somebody a year or two above you, somebody you look up to and admire, somebody who's been doing it and somebody you aspire to be like, you know, that speaks and holds way more water than sometimes that a coach can do.
All that is good begins with a smile. At Waterford Dental Health, your smile is our top priority. Our entire team is dedicated to providing you with the personalized, gentle care that you deserve. Part of our commitment to serving our patients includes providing information that helps them to make more informed decisions about their oral health needs. Our website is a resource we hope you'll find both useful and interesting. Contact us today at waterforddentalhealth.com.
Before I came here, I think we were Division 4. And freshman year I got here and we were in Division 3, and I knew me, Amari, and Devin coming here, we were gonna switch the whole entire team. And I think Coach Mark knew that. And we almost made it all the way. The next year, Dev unfortunately left us, but then we got the Outlaws. Us moving up a division and Fro filling in that spot, he helped us a lot win a state championship. Now we're in Division 1. I see we're ranked number 4, but I think we can go up to number 1.
I think what gets lost in this sometimes too, because we've had success with these kids, is that we forget about the other kids that came before them that laid the foundation for this, you know, like Max, Hunter, DeAndre, JoJo, all these guys that have played before that really made it cool to actually come here.
I learned from them to just never give up, you know, they've been here when this team was, I don't want to say terrible, but they were pretty bad. So, but they stuck with it, and they stayed with Coach Mark, and they had a dream. You know, last year, I was just playing my role as point guard. I wasn't scoring the ball much, and Coach Mark was telling me, shoot the ball, but I was pretty hesitant because when I played AAU, I was also the point guard too, and I have scores. And this year, I feel like me being a passer last year, nobody's gonna expect me to score a lot. But over the summer and the fall, my guys have really shaped me into becoming a scorer and a playmaker. So me being a leader of this team, it means a lot. And I waited my turn, and that was my turn.
Core Plus Credit Union is a proud sponsor of today's game. Great news! Membership has opened so that if you're hearing this, you can become a member. As a member of Core Plus, you'll enjoy great rewards, including cash back on debit card purchases, ATM rebates, and even paid interest on balances when you open a Kasasa checking account. Find out rates and options online at coreplus.org. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
You know, early on here, Coach, I really thought East Catholic was going to give the Saints fits with that size. But when Rembert knocked down this bank three to start the game, I was thinking, you know, maybe St. Bernard's was going to shoot their way in. But East Catholic, I think, it's just so tough because they may not be flashy, but they just do everything well.
Yeah, and every guy, you know, has a role, and they seemingly know their role. They're still working out some kinks too, but I think St. Bernard really has to kind of establish a pecking order here, and like how are they going to try to score points, because scoring points has been difficult for them. And when they got on that little Amari Marshall run, they were able to cut the lead to 2, but then, as you see here, they left the guy wide open in transition, give up a 3. I thought the end of the half was a big turning point, and you were looking at possibly East Catholic being up 9, at least 6. Riley had the young Marshall on him, and he misses the 3, and Kurt Marshall leaks for that dunk, and that makes it a 4-point game. As you see here, Amari showing his versatility. Mayor Gray with these quick hands. St. Bernard's is going to get steals, and that's what keeps them in every game, because they get so many deflections and steals, and this is where they're at their best in transition.
But you nailed it at the end of the half. You know, East Catholic scored almost all of its points on the inside, but this dunk here at the end of the half by Marshall kind of changed the momentum of the game, and it's got it to 4. I'm looking at it like, where's the improvement going to come from? So if you're St. Bernard's, you got to think we can shoot the ball better than we did in the first half. So what I want to know is, what do the Saints need to do? What do the Eagles need to do? Because it is time for our second half adjustment. Brought to you by Casey Chiropractic. Located in Colchester, Connecticut, Dr. Casey and his team are dedicated to providing quality assessment and planning for total body health. From head to toe, Casey Chiropractic will work with you on moving better and feeling great. Give them a call at 860-537-2202 or check out CaseyChiro.net for more information. And listen, I know how great they are because Casey goes to Casey. These are my guys. I've never felt better. They take good care of you. See my folks at Casey Chiropractic. What does each team need to make an adjustment with?
Well, I think for St. Bernard, you know, first and foremost, they have to establish kind of an identity here on offense, and I think that starts with, you know, that two-man game of Amir and Amari, and the other guys just, you know, they got to grind and be tough. For East Catholic, they got to take care of the basketball. Those turnovers are going to allow St. Bernard's to get out in transition. That's where their offense is best. So I think for East, take care of the basketball. Make sure you're executing every possession.
Let's find out if the Saints shoot it better, and let's find out if East Catholic keeps pounding it inside. You know they're going to go right at Amari Marshall. Riley, step back three to start the second half. No good. Tough tip. Harris gets it to Jones, turns it over. Back it goes to Rodriguez. Floater in the lane, no good. Tip, and Marshall finally comes down with it, and he's going to draw the foul. I believe if that's Harris, that might be his third.
Yeah, once again, Amari Marshall has 3 fouls, so can't be overly aggressive, but he can't be passive either.
So they called it on Jones, that's his third. So both bigs got a little bit of foul accumulating on both sides of the ball. There goes Gray. Spin, hang. Oh, there's the Amir Gray we know and love.
Down to 2.
Nice backdoor cut on the high-low.
And that's where East Catholic just lulls you to sleep. Execute, make easy passes.
Lazy pass coming the other direction. Here's Riley. Great look underneath. Blocked. And oh, the Saints would have had a Marshall playing dunk, but they fouled Gray away from the ball. And that's the 4th on Jones. So we're going to see a kendo right back into the game for East Catholic.
Yeah, it was an interesting turn of events. You know, it's actually kind of a good foul by Jones, but not when you have 3. You know, he did save a bucket, but now he's going to have to sit for a while.
Changes the look for East Catholic. Makes him smaller, but Akendo can shoot it a little bit too. Gray falls to the ground, but he gets it to O'Leary. Marshall, Kurt, no good. Good rebound from Akendo. Gray with the hands. Numbers now for East Catholic.
See, this is that freelance press that St. Bernard's will sometimes do, and it's feast or famine.
Yeah, right to the basket. Rodriguez scores for the Eagles, and it's up to 6 again.
Big risk reward. Gray almost had the steal, but when he doesn't come up with it, you give East Catholic an easy basket.
Oh, look at the look from Rembert to Marshall. Nas finds Kurt Marshall, who gets the basket and will shoot the bonus. Look at this look here from Nas Rembert.
And that's how you got to get back into the game. You know, your shot's not falling. Make a contribution in another way. Get your confidence up in another way.
A little strong on the free throw. Lead is 4. They jump Riley. He gets away with a walk. I think Gray got away with a foul.
Yeah,
so.
Coach Riley thought it was a block.
Rodriguez, 3 no good. Look at strong rebound from Akendo in the follow.
A lot of banging around down there. It's like pinball.
Oh, that's a lazy pass. He got away with it. Marshall hangs, and we're going to get the offensive foul, and that's huge. That's 4 on Amari Marshall.
That was a tough one, I thought. Could have been a little flop action.
We're going to see McKelvin into the ball game. Marshall's going to have to sit for an extended period of time.
Yeah. 4 on the big man for East Catholic is not as significant as 4 on Marshall. Not an even trade.
So we're going to get those minutes. Troy McKelvin Jr. back into the ball game, and now he and Kurt Marshall, the 2 freshmen.
Because now where St. Bernard's going to get their points from is, you know, Kurt stepped up when his brother went out in the second quarter. Somebody else besides Amir is going to have to step up, because you know that East is going to be focusing on not letting Amir get easy shots.
Sampson for 3.
Really tough. Well, Larry played him about as good as he could.
Gray looking for a screen from McKelvin. Gets it, drives, pulls up. There's that no fear, Amir.
Such a long hang time on that jump shot. Gives himself a chance to size it up, square his shoulders.
Good hands by Gray with the steal. Drives, and he's gonna draw the foul on Rodriguez. He goes down hard.
That was an incredible, I don't know if if we saw how incredible this steal was. Well, we're gonna see the drive to the basket. Ripped his arm socket out of his body.
Landed hard on the hip.
But man, I mean, it was like a stick save and a beauty. Like, he was about 3 feet away. Boom, look at that. He's 3 feet away and he reacts. Just incredible hand quickness.
Glove save.
Yeah.
All right, that's multiple hockey references I've made tonight,
All
so.
right, that's enough.
Saints hanging around, but I think if you ask me like where the point's coming from, I think it's Amir Gray time. It's time for him to take over a little bit. Nas needs to knock down open shots. The freshmen need to score around the basket, but this is where Amir needs to do more stuff. And for the Saints, they gotta play better defensively.
Ooh.
Rembert just got a vicious screen. It ends up being a turnover, but Rembert got hit hard.
Yeah, I didn't see if it was moving. It might have just been the result of just wide shoulders.
Gray with Hay guarding him. Goes to his favorite spot. Hay hounding him, but he'll draw the foul. And I believe that's going to be 5 on East Catholic, which put Gray at the line to shoot 2. And with 3:53 remaining, that's a lot of free throws. If the Saints should be definitely in attack mode.
Yeah, and that's I'm in favor of this. We talked about it in game 1. I'm in favor of it because it's kind of a risky attempt at a steal there. It's not disciplined defense, and you should be rewarded if the other team isn't playing solid defense.
Montalvo into the game here. He gave them really good pesky minutes in the first half.
Yeah. Gotta knock down free throws, though.
Yeah, Gray missed them both.
Ouch.
You can't have. That just can't happen. Sports doctor shaking his head. He does not like those missed free throws. For 2 years, he tried to make foul shot free throw into a thing, but I get the point. You just can't, you can't. Those are free looks, and you just can't miss them. And there's another turnover. And I think this is where Coach Riley is beside himself. But I think this is where the Saints have some room to improve. I think they, rather than overplay, which is what gets you backdoored to death, rather than overplay, good, hard, fundamental man, you can ball pressure without overplaying, which is where they got themselves in trouble.
Well, McKelvin caused that turnover with the nice high hedge.
Long 3 from Rembert, no good. Rodriguez almost turned it over. Instead, he misses it, and it'll be Rembert's ball. Gray's got to look up. He's got O'Leary ahead, and that's good. Sports Doctor, what are you hearing?
Bit of a sense of urgency coming from this St. Bernard's bench, Casey. They have amped things up on the defensive end, trying to create easy buckets like the one you just saw. And listen, that is a foul shot, by the way. 2 of them.
Riley squares up. That's when he's dangerous. And he doesn't get it to go down. And Akendo with the rebound. Strong offensive rebound from Omar Akendo. He'll shoot 2.
Yeah, they get McKelvin with the foul because it looked like Gray just snatched it out of his hands. This one was halfway down. Oh, man. Yeah, Gray just swiped it.
Omar Akendo shooting 2. Nice stroke there for the junior guard. Why doesn't East Catholic have 6 coaches?
I will say this. It was nice to see Coach Cornish in the suit. Welcome back, Fine Threads.
Well, he promised me the sartorial step up.
Yes.
He said he was going to step it up.
He was on a strong T-shirt game for the last 2 years. So now I'm glad to see that the Threads are back.
Dress the part, be the part. Lane violation on O'Leary. Gives Okendo a second look at it, and he knocks that one down.
Kind of a sleepy type atmosphere here. And there was a lot of buzz in that first to score 100 second game. This one, the team's still trying to feel each other out.
Long 3 for Gray, no good. Nothing wants to go down for the shooters tonight.
Yeah.
Tough rims.
And I think that's what's contributing to the lack of buzz. Is just a lot of missed shots. Just teams are grinding on defense. A lot of bumping. Another bump.
Basket is good from Okendo. Omar's coming. Mangual into the ball game, but Okendo, now the lead's right, before you notice, it's back up to 8 again. It feels like every time we look up, it's 9. St. Bernard's has to work real hard to get it to 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then East Catholic back to 9. Second one, no good. Up ahead now, Mangual will run. Oh, good steal. Riley comes down with it. Now, I don't have the suit game that you have, but I'm willing to go sock for sock with you. I've heard that you brought out your sock game in this one.
I don't know. I have the holiday tree on the back of the pickup truck.
All right, so
what do you got?
I've got pictures of my son and my greyhound.
Oh, you win. You definitely win.
St. Bernard's right there is a great example, though, of where I think the coaches are frustrated. They had 2 open looks at layups. And then, you can't miss a you can't miss a layup in high school. You certainly can't miss 2. When there's nobody around. It ends up working out with Gray going to the line, but.
Yeah, and that was how the game started. They were getting to the basket. They were getting looks that they wanted, and the shots were coming off hard. East Catholic would get out in transition off those misses. So, still a work in progress. But a lot of time left.
Mangual back in the game. They're going to put Grudgeon on Riley.
Yeah, it's a much different East Catholic team than we saw the last couple of years with those long, big men that were more like college guards,
Yeah, Matt going all the way back to Matt Knowles.
Yeah, and Jones and Preston Fowler, who's gone prep now. This is more like a traditional high school, very good high school team. You don't look out there and see a bunch of, future high D1 players.
One thing I like, by the way, about Riley, he recognized Grudgeon was on him, and immediately, as soon as he caught the ball, went to the basket, went right by him, and he knew he had the size to do that. He's been tailoring his offense to the guys guarding him. I think that's a very, not surprising that it's that savvy, but he recognized Grudgeon on him and immediately went to the basket.
Yeah.
And here's the danger zone again. The Saints had it to 6. Now it's 8, right at that 106 mark. And Marshall's still 4 minutes away from coming back into this game.
Yeah, I think you got to put him in at the start of the fourth. If you don't go on a run here in the last minute, I think you got to roll the dice.
Riley hangs, floats, no good. Gray. Saints are running, they've got numbers. Behind the back, Grudgeon finishes at the basket. Amir Gray getting fancy.
And that's where they're at their best.
Baseline, Riley knocks it down. Gray hangs, kicks, open look, three-pointer, short.
Gotta get back.
The steal though, Rembert, Mangual passes to Marshall. Floater's good from the freshman.
Just like that, it's 6.
Hanging around. That floor is definitely getting slippery. Rodriguez, floater, good at the buzzer. Back to 8, money time for East Catholic. We've got fourth quarter action coming on the other side, but right here at the buzzer, a little yayo on the go-go has the Eagles up 8. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Core Plus Credit Union is a proud sponsor of today's game. Great news! Membership has opened so that if you're hearing this, you can become a member. As a member of Core Plus, you'll enjoy great rewards, including cash back on debit card purchases, ATM rebates, and even paid interest on balances when you open a Kasasa checking account. Find out rates and options online at coreplus.org. Pave the way for your students' financial success with a MySci account from Scient Federal Credit Union. Open a high-yield MySci savings account today and help support a positive financial future for your student. Visit scientfcu.org to learn more.
Lots to cheer about if you're East Catholic right now, and this is why they're the #1 team in the state. This is why they're, you know, the defending state champions. And, you know, Mark Jones came into this game openly saying, you know, we're going to find out where we stand, right? Ranked 4th in the state. Some people said they, you know, felt like that was maybe a little bit disrespectful, and I laughed when I said that. When is 4th in the state disrespectful? And what they're finding out is that there's a lot of good, you know, to like, and that 9 out of 10 times they're going to blow off the doors of people with their talent. I'm looking at tonight, and Kurt Marshall has impressed me as a, you know, Troy McKelvin Jr. has impressed me. Some of the guys are struggling right now, but without Amari Marshall on the floor, some nights it wouldn't be a problem. Tonight is not a night where Amari Marshall can't be on the floor. And he's not on the floor right now, as I said. I said 4 minutes, but I think you're going to see if they don't cut into this lead, it's going to be sooner. Gray draws the foul on his drive to the basket. It'll be out of bounds with the Saints. So the fouls have been reset at the end of the quarter, as is the new rule.
Yeah, I understand that you don't want him to foul out. The game, as soon as he fouls out, game's probably over, but how long can you last, you know, without him in there? And it's game 2, so it's an opportunity for him to learn how to play with fouls. But just an amateur opinion.
Riley pulls up from the free throw line, no good, tough rims. Virgin up ahead, Marshall on Montalvo, can't get it to go, but Mangual finishes with the left hand.
All right, holding in an arm's length here. And the shot clock, I think, of all the teams in the state that it might have affected negatively, Coach Riley has perfected the late fourth quarter stall game to an art form. And now the shot clock has taken that away, so.
Riley's gonna draw the foul on Mangual, got him with the hand. That'll give 2 shots for Samson Riley.
He's starting to exert force the issue a little bit and create some shot opportunities for himself, as he should here in the fourth quarter. As I said before, there's a pecking order to most good teams, and East Catholic recognizes that he's their guy.
Knocks him down cleanly. Back to 8 points. Someone needs to be able to make an open three here for the Saints. Gray cutting Mangual, can't finish, but he's fouled and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, open three, open layup. I think Mark will take anything right now. Just got to see that ball go in so they can get Amari back in the game.
That's the 4th on Okendo. So Okendo has 4. Jones has 4. Harris has 3. With 6.5 minutes left, that's, there's some foul trouble considerations for the Eagles. I think as long as they don't go down 10, you're going to see Marshall back at the 5-minute mark. That's my guess. Braden Jones back in the ball game. One guy with 4 fouls, replacing the other guy with 4 fouls. And right on cue, like I said.
6:35, 5, close enough.
Good hustle. And the putback from Mangual off his own miss.
Oh, that's big. Free throw box out that's hurting Coach Riley deep in his soul right now.
High-low, backdoor cut. Riley with a good recovery from Mangual. Look at Riley, spin, baseline, strong move, finishes, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, it started with the great backdoor cut, but he was patient, and then he just used back to the basket, strongman game. He knew he had the size and the muscle.
There's the strength. His dad said you can't get him out of the gym, you can't get him out of the weight room. He's been, trying to, craft himself into the best, specimen he can be, and that's the strength right there. Mangual drives baseline, finds Marshall, kick back out. Gray for 3, no good, back iron. Look at the strong rebound by Kurt Marshall. Now Amari Marshall, and we're gonna get a travel with the basketball.
That one was close. It definitely looked awkward. St. Bernard's gonna have to extend now. Nope, dropping back.
Hard to believe, but a basket here by East Catholic, and they're back up 10. Riley, pull up, no good. Marshall with the rebound. Rembert pushing for the Saints. Long 3, back iron, no good. Just nothing going down for Naz Rembert tonight.
That's a charge.
Oh, the block. And when it's not going your way, it's not going your way. Riley draws the foul on Rembert. Basket's good, and he's at the line. Oh, I think they missed that one. Yeah, the crowd thinks so too. I think they missed that one.
Well, it's the interpretation, and I think the game has evolved a little bit where you don't have to take that charge straight on in the chest. But a decade ago, you had to. It had to be like that 90-degree perpendicular straight into the chest in order for it to be a charge.
Marshall, Kurt, no good, tip. And we're gonna get a foul on the floor. It's on Harris, and that's his 4th. So now all the bigs have 4.
All right, that's fair.
So here's why I think it's a charge. Riley created the contact by lunging, and Rembert, to me, had enough position to where the contact was reckless from Riley. I don't know what the rules say it says specifically, but I think that was, the definition of an offensive foul. Open look, Riley for three, no good. The Saints down 11, they need something to fall. They have not been able to get anything. Rembert to the basket.
If your threes aren't falling, go to the cup. Gotta see something go down and get that bounce in your step.
Riley for three, in and out. And I'm telling you, nothing's going down for the shooters tonight.
No, New London and Windsor got all the baskets.
Foul on Rembert. Well, Rembert draws the foul as he's away from the basket. Fouls on Montalvo. Yeah, they took all the threes. The Windsor and New London didn't have any problem knocking them down.
197 points.
You said first to 100 wins it. This is, by the way, where the shot clock breathes life into being down 9 points.
Absolutely.
Gray hangs, finds Mangual, and he finishes at the basket, and the lead is cut to 7.
Absolutely, because Coach Riley has perfected four corners offense, the old Dean Smith four corners, and they would have took time, and they would have backdoored. You would have come out on them, try to pressure them. They would have backdoored you, and they would have forced you to foul them. But now, St. Bernard's can play a little bit more traditionally, even though right now they're going to extend pressure. Ooh.
Almost. Mangual steps up on Riley.
And this is why I say, like, this East Catholic team is more of a traditional high school team, because those two bigs aren't going to, bring it down the floor. So you could pressure those guys.
Look at Riley go backdoor on the left hand and gets his own rebound. And we're going to get a foul on the floor, probably on Gray, only because he's protesting. But you're right. When they had Knowles, when they had Fowler, when they had Jones, good luck pressuring those guys, because they're taking it up. Because, like you said, those were college wings, college guards playing at 6'6" here, 6'8", and yeah, you couldn't press them. I remember Knowles in a game that we did with Windsor, grabbed the defensive rebound, dribbled it up the floor, kicked it to the guard, and then went in for a lob.
Yeah.
I remember, I'm like, well, you don't see that very much.
Yeah, Matt Nolan, he's at Yale now.
Yale, and he's had a great career there. Three no good, but Montalvo, and that's just more clock that East Catholic gets to eat.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to get away with a walk? Nope, they're going to call it. Now they're saying the foul on the floor. Oh, and they're calling that on Marshall. He is not happy. That'll put Montalvo at the line to shoot two.
I mean, I see what Dave saw. I see what Mr. Cruz saw. The reach caused contact, which forced Montalvo to shuffle his feet.
I think for the fans, what they don't understand is that processing through, these guys are not, Dell computers. The processing time isn't instant. So the second the contact was made, the whistle doesn't happen. It's less than a second later. But because by the time that the whistle's blown, Montalvo has walked, they're thinking, you should have made that call right on the spot.
Right.
But, these are humans. There's processing time.
Right.
Did I see what I saw? Yes, I did. Whistle blown. And I have no problem with that call, nor do I think it was late. It's just at home, you're like, we've already moved on to the other thing.
Absolutely.
Gray drives, hangs. Rembert now. St. Bernard's needs a basket. Amari Marshall for three. No good. And that's with 3:10 and an 8-point lead. The Saints really needed a better shot in a basket. Not that Amari took a bad shot, but they needed to get something to go down. East Catholic now. Amari Marshall with the steal, up ahead on Jones. And that's going to be the 5th foul on Jones, and Marshall will shoot two.
Jones was not giving up a layup. You saw it in his pursuit that this was going to be an all-out attempt at a block shot, and he got him on the hands.
So Jones will foul out. Marshall will shoot two. It's imperative down 8 that Marshall knocks these down. I'm guessing Akendo will come back into the ball game for Jones, and they'll still have their 2 bigs with 4, and 3 minutes is still a long time.
Yeah, you know, the way this game is played out, that doesn't hurt East Catholic too much because Okendo is big enough to battle the St. Bernard's bigs, and he's actually been a little bit more productive offensively. So it doesn't hurt East Catholic at all. And so it was a good foul by Jones to not give up the layup.
Well, mark your calendars down because later in the year, January, February, we can get the actual date for you. It's on our schedule, but we're going to East Catholic, and we're going to watch the rematch between these 2 teams. We're going to have that one live for you. And what fun that's going to be. Well, I've seen enough tonight to know that that's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I think it's the environment, first of all, is going to be electric. It's going to be sold-out crowd. Number 2, a lot of these jump shots are going to fall. Those are much softer rims, and especially the East Catholic, you know, Sampson's missed a lot of jump shots in and out. A lot of those are going to fall. So it's going to be a totally different game.
I said Amari needed to knock them both down. He didn't make either. So that game's February 6th. We will be at East Catholic, and I'm looking forward to that one. Pressure from the Saints. Rodriguez all the way to the hoop, over the top, no good. Kurt Marshall zips it up ahead to O'Leary, and he makes the basket, and the foul on Montalvo breathes a little bit of life into the Saints.
St. Bernard's excelling again at the outlet pass. A couple times now O'Leary has leaked and been able to finish. So definitely got a lot of time left, especially with the shot clock.
Hard to believe they can, with a free throw, can get this thing to 5.
Yeah, I don't think St. Bernard's is really capable of shooting much worse from the perimeter. And for them to be still in this game, whatever ends up happening in this last 2:35, I know Coach Jones, he doesn't put a lot of stock into the wins and losses. Remember, early last year, they got absolutely obliterated by Ridgefield. And then just kept getting better. You know, they used that as motivation. He's got Malden Catholic back on the schedule. Beat him up pretty bad last year. So Coach Jones and his staff, they have a long-term view of where they need to go. And
the only win-loss that matters is the last game of the year.
Absolutely. So this will be, you know, coachable moments, and he's loving it right now. These are adversity moments that he's able to coach his kids. They haven't given up, and that's what you want out of a coach, you know, when you're a coach.
Hard to believe that it is 5. By the way, I'm thinking I can count. Can you believe I can count the Saints' 3-pointers? We're going to get a steal and a tip. It's going to be the Saints' ball. I believe Rembert knocked one down, and I believe Amari Marshall knocked one down, and those are the only 2 threes for the Saints.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, Larry's just right on cue, the Energizer Bunny has got an and one, made the free throw, and now the deflection gets the turnover. Looks like a timeout from Coach.
Coach Jones is going to call a timeout. It's a 30, so we'll keep it here. 5-point deficit with the basketball. If the Saints could ever knock one down here, and could you imagine if they picked this time to knock a 3 down, get this thing down to 2? That'd be a lot of fun here coming down the stretch.
Yeah, absolutely. Sports doctors over there listening to what Coach Riley's going to do to defend this.
Keith, what do you got?
You know, it's pure situational basketball right now. Talk about defense and how we're going to set up our offensive set as well. Very well organized, no panic. Listen, taking one step at a time. This is how we're going to defend. This is what's going to happen when we get the ball. Listen, Coach, you've been in these huddles. This is a time to be calm, and Luke Riley is extremely calm right now, guys.
Yeah, I can't always say that I was very calm, but, you know, Coach Riley's got a lot more experience and success than me. And the thing in talking to Coach yesterday, it was interesting because he said, you know, in this day and age, Casey, you got to expect guys to leave. He wasn't necessarily expecting Preston Fowler to leave, but he wasn't surprised. And he also, the thing that was interesting that he said is he doesn't really know what he's got yet. You know, there are a lot of new players out here, although Yayo played a lot last year. Obviously, Sampson's here, and Harris played, but, you know, JJ was here. You know, he played a little bit, but not these major minutes that they're playing now.
No, neither of these teams are worried, like you said, wins and losses today, because this is not the game that they're playing for. This is, you know, this is where they're learning about themselves. Renbert, NBA three, no good, and I don't know if that's the shot that he wanted either. I think he was a little deeper than even he expected. I mean, every time he shoots it, I'm expecting it to go in. He's such a good shooter. He's just having one of those nights. Now the Saints need to dig in and get a defensive stop. East Catholic so good here with the ball. They jump Sampson. He's getting a screen from Okendo. All the way on O'Leary. He draws contact, no foul, but big boy basketball from Samson Riley.
He made up his mind. And that's where East Catholic, you know, they have the clear advantage if they know what they want to do in late game situations right now.
O'Leary, open three, wing, no good. Look at Kurt Marshall with the rebound and the follow, and the putback is good. The freshman playing big here down the stretch.
Yeah, he's been terrific. Five-point game. East can take it under a minute if they're patient.
And you know Samson Riley's going to have the ball in his hands. He's going to look to get to the basket. Here's a little take the air out. O'Leary steps out to him. Good defense. Shot clock down under 5. Riley sees it, he looks up. Pump fake, pulls up, short. Shot clock violation. 52 seconds remaining. The Saints, they need to make a basket here to get this thing down to 1 possession so that they can play defense. If they don't get a basket here, it becomes problematic. Timeout on the floor. We're going to take a timeout ourselves. You're watching Game Day live on theday.com.
Core Plus Credit Union is a proud sponsor of today's game. Great news! Membership is open so that if you're hearing this, you can become a member. As a member of Core Plus, you'll enjoy great rewards, including cash back on debit card purchases, ATM rebates, and even paid interest on balances when you open a Kasasa checking account. Find out rates and options online at coreplus.org.
St. Bernard's down 5, going to play some defense here. East Catholic's going to try to see if they can keep the Saints at bay. That 5-point lead has been lingering there for quite a long time. But this is a great example of the new shot clock rules. What would East have done if this was last year?
Yeah, I mean, Sampson wouldn't have took that shot. They would have bled it down, forced St. Bernard to foul them. Now there would have been the 1-and-1, so that's the flip side, but East is usually good at making their free throws. You know, there was this narrative for so many years that, like, you know, you take away, you add the shot clock, then the teams with less talent have less of a chance to win because they can't, like, control tempo and stall. But as you mentioned before, Casey, like, it's hard to hold the ball against a team that's better than you anyways. So you might as well play with the shot clock. It's the way the game is played on every other level, and strategize with the shot clock.
Gray dumps down to Marshall, spins, hangs, and gets the soft touch. Kurt Marshall, the Marshall brothers. Pressure, almost a steal, 31 seconds remaining.
Shot clock's off.
Shot clock's off, they're gonna need a foul. Timeout East Catholic. That's a huge development though, the shot clock being off, because now you're gonna have to foul.
That was interesting with the 10-second. You know, I think the ball went through with 30. It must have went through with under 35 if they shut the shot clock off. So that would have meant that, about 7.5 seconds led. And the timeout resets the 10-second backcourt. So now they can take another 10 seconds in the backcourt. So Coach Riley still using that delay philosophy here. I think
Saints got to foul immediately.
I think Saints got to go for a steal, though, because you're down 3. So
yeah, go for the steal, but the second someone touches it, because
yeah,
they're going to be shooting 2. That's the other thing with no 1-and-1. There's 2 shots the rest of the way. The Saints got to get this. They got to get the. If they foul, they got to hope that they only get 1, and then that way they can cut into it again, because they'll keep them at bay. We're going to find out what's being said in the East Catholic huddle here from the Sports Doctor. Sports Doctor, what's Coach Riley saying?
Be strong with the basketball. The double teams are coming. Hang on to the ball. Don't turn it over. Get into your spots and execute. Then what are we going to run once we cross half court? So get into your spots and know the drill. Very, very well-prepared team, Casey.
Hay will inbound.
St. Bernard not guarding the inbounds.
They get it into Riley. That's the guy you don't want to foul, but O'Leary's got to foul him, and Riley will shoot 2.
And the refs are going to let it go, but Coach Jones knows doesn't have to be that aggressive. The refs let it go. And I think it was the right call to let it go. There's been a lot of some chippy stuff. I think the chase down foul on Amari Marshall, you could have called that a flagrant, fouling from behind like that. Season-ending injuries happen on that play. So, there's been some chippy stuff.
Here's what I love most about Samson Riley. He doesn't dribble the basketball, and he doesn't hit the rim. He just catches it, squares it up, and I don't know that he's hit the rim yet in any free throw.
And that's why you had to go for the steal,
And again, did not hit the rim.
Got to get a quick one here. Still have timeouts.
Marshall, straightaway 3, back iron, no good. Harris with the rebound, and that's going to do it, I think, as far as the Saints now down 5. Harris will shoot 2. All he's got to do really is make one of these 2, and it makes things, almost to where they can't. They're going to have to stop the clock with a timeout. Harris, good touch for the big man. 13 seconds away.
Yeah, if he makes both, it's over.
Well, he misses the first.
Still life. A quick 3, even a 2. You got to get a quick basket, timeout, set up your press. If he makes this, you need a 3.
Second one is up and good. Saints need to knock down a 3 and foul immediately if they don't get a steal. Problem with that inbound right there, though, is too much time is going to come off the clock. Gray, pull up long 3, no good. Out of bounds it goes with 5 seconds remaining. East Catholic is going to hold on to this one and win the nightcap of the day Holiday Classic. The New London girls with a great win over E.O. Smith. The Windsor boys with an overtime classic over New London. And here, East Catholic is going to take this one from St. Bernard in a battle of last year's Division I and Division II champions. But you're going to want to come back in February and watch them do it all over again.
Yeah, it'll be a much different game. Both teams will sort out, a lot of different things that they're trying to figure out right now with basically new rosters. And also not playing in the Mohegan Sun gym is going to make for a much more offensive-minded game.
Well, I promise you, we will not see the dearth of three-pointers that we saw tonight. I mean, St. Bernard's with 2 3-pointers on the night, which is just crazy. And, Riley wisely ended up going to the basket a little bit more because he recognized as well. Rembert at the buzzer, good if it goes. Nothing but net, but falls short. 68-60. A hard-fought victory for East Catholic tonight here at Mohegan Sun. Sports Doctor will be talking with head coach Luke Riley, as well as the Scient Federal Credit Union player of the game, Samson Riley. So 2 Rileys for the price of 1 here. Good game by both teams. Back to the drawing board for the Saints. Coach Riley, a lot to learn. He said, everyone's looking to learn about their team, right? What are we going to learn about our team? Well, tonight, it feels better to learn about your team off of a victory, though. So Sports Doctor is going to have the Scient Federal Credit Union player of the game, Samson Riley. He's also going to have proud coach and happy father, or happy coach and proud father, either way. He's got Luke Riley. Coach, Sports Doctor.
Well, Coach, you and I talked before the game, and you said you were good, but you were young. Yeah. What did you find out about your team tonight?
Yeah, we got a long way to go, but and I think that's the importance of the games like this. So you kind of find out what you got. You want to play a really good team early, and win or lose, you learn a lot, and you've got a long way to go. But it's a good measuring stick. I mean, they're a great club, and it was a big stage, and I thought, it was the first taste of it for a lot of the guys, and they performed well enough to win, so that was exciting.
Well, on more than one occasion, you guys got out to a lead. They responded, and your team seemed to answer that punch that they try to throw at you from time and time again. That's got to make you feel pretty good.
Yeah, it does. I thought we stayed composed enough. Like, Yale Rodriguez did an awesome job. Sam Riley, those guys have been around a long time. J.J. Hay was outstanding tonight. He did his job to perfection. And, we were getting some foul trouble, and Omar Aquendo came in and really stopped the bleeding for us. So it was a great team win. It wasn't pretty, but this time of year it usually isn't.
Yeah, I know. It's early. But talk about the importance of that. You're going against a state championship team in St. Bernard's themselves. So you've got some pieces here to look at as you head in the league play.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love our team, and that's the beauty of it, because they're great guys. They're all in. They're all about winning, and, we have a really high ceiling. So, today, like Josh Harris, that's his first real varsity basketball game under these kind of circumstances. Braden Jones, same situation. Joey Montavo, same situation. Omar, same situation. Those guys have not been in these situations. They've been a part of us, but they haven't been in there for 32 minutes the way they were today, and it was just great to see them be successful.
I'm sure winning on this floor here never gets old.
Playing in this venue, I mean, the day does such an awesome job. Like, we're so blessed to be here. It's like every kid's dream to play on this court, and what you guys are doing for the community and what you're doing for kids, and it's amazing. So thank you for all the hard work. I know this doesn't happen by mistake.
All right, great job, Coach.
Right.
Good luck the rest of the way. Casey, let's bring in Samson Riley real quick while I got him here. He's our Scient player of the game tonight. Listen, 36 points out there tonight. The stage is not too big for you. There was a couple times during the game where the coach sent out the message, get the ball to the rim.
Yeah, I didn't shoot it great tonight. Usually that's what I'm kind of known for, shooting the ball. And the ball didn't find the bottom today, but I attacked the rim, made free throws. So overall, it's good to get the win, but knowing I can play a lot better, so it's a little frustrating. But overall, the team picked up for my lack of shot making. And Yale Rodriguez played great. Off the bench, Joey Montavo and Tank played great. So amen to my teammates for stepping in and doing their job.
Well, talk about that. You've got a lot of young guys out there. Yeah. They've got to step up and fill some roles. Yeah. How do you feel they did tonight?
It's definitely different than past years with younger guys, and I'm in a different position because I'm the older guy. Right. I think they did really good though. They came in, guarded, did what they were supposed to do, limited turnovers. They had a few turnovers, but overall pretty good, and just gonna keep building and getting better over the course of the season.
Yeah, playing on this floor doesn't get old, does it, son?
No, I love it. I wasn't able to play my sophomore year going way back because with a broken foot in the state championship. So anytime I get to play in here, it's awesome, special.
Well, 36 points tonight, Casey. This kid can fill it up. And a job well done by our Scient player of the game, Samson Riley.
Thank you, Keith. Yeah, is there such a thing as a quiet 36?
Or I'm very disappointed with my performance. 36.
36, and I didn't shoot it well. I think that it bodes well for our game next time around, because he is something special. It was a special day here at Mohegan Sun. 3 fabulous basketball games. New London High School girls over E.O. Smith. The Windsor Warriors with an overtime thriller over the New London High School Whalers. And the gold standard in the state of Connecticut, the East Catholic Eagles, found a way to get it done, overcoming just sort of a pesky Saints team that just wouldn't go away. They kept getting it close. But then Rodriguez, Riley, just too much. We thought the Saints would make a run. Give Kurt Marshall credit. He played great tonight. What a freshman. He's going to be a great player. But at the end of it all, Riley and the Eagles, just too much for the Saints.
Yeah, and it was an East Catholic type of win. You know, they're going to grind it out. It's not always going to be pretty. They make the other team look a lot less effective than they really are. You know, we know what the St. Bernard team is going to do the rest of this season, but this is now where St. Bernard finds themselves. They have to match up with this type of team. This is the division they're going to play in the state tournament, and I know Coach Jones is fine. He's like, this is part of the process. He's going to coach them up, and he's no stranger to taking losses during the regular season because the end goal is the postseason. And he knows that playing these games, win or lose, is more valuable than just stacking wins and not knowing where your weaknesses are.
Yeah, as you're watching this highlight package here as we wrap it, you're seeing just how many new faces are touching the basketball. You know, Kurt Marshall, Mangual, Naz Rembert. You know, St. Bernard's has a lot of new faces to incorporate, just like Coach Riley said on the East Catholic side, like so many new players to incorporate. Both of these teams are going to be much different when we see them again in February. Can't wait for that. Good news is we get to take a little bit of a breather and a break. Bad news is we get to take a little breather and a break. But we want everyone to enjoy the holidays, and we'll be back with all of our game day action, a full slate of boys and girls basketball, as well as the wrestling and cheerleading championships, the unified, so much good stuff on the other side of the new year. 2024 should be a beautiful year for game day. And Juice, this was the way to get it going. I'm looking forward to that full slate. There's going to be some good basketball in the ECC this year.
Yeah, I mean, and Coach Riley really summed it up. I mean, I feel as blessed as well, Casey, to be alongside you and to be a part of this broadcast. I mean, what game day does for these kids and high school basketball in the state of Connecticut is unique, and we got a front row seat to some great action tonight, and it's going to be a wonderful season. Hey, happy holidays, Casey. I can't wait to see you in 2024.
Thank you, Coach. So, for the coach, Chris Giusti, for George Hathaway and the sports doctor, Keith O'Brien, for Mike DeMoro and all of the day staff, Peter Wappy, all the crew here tonight at Mohegan Sun. It was a special night. We say thank you to everybody. The Day Holiday Classic, one of the best nights of the year. Game day coming at you in 2024 because game days got it. Good night, everybody.